So if it's the bank that's behind me or any other bank that you want to work with, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be a part of your business, okay? Working with banks is going to be very important. So what do they like? What are they going to want to see from you to know that you're a good borrower or you're a good real estate investor or that they want to lend you some money? Let's talk about a few things today. You know, one of the things, and obviously the most important, is going to be a credit score. I hate to say it, but the banks like good credit scores. So if you don't have a good credit score, get to working on it. There's tips out there as to how to build credit. You know, one of those things, let me tell you, get a credit card, okay? It doesn't even have to be a big balance. It could be $1,000 or something like that, and use it. Now, I don't mean just use it and don't pay for it. I mean, use it and pay for it every month on time, okay? One of the things that is really gonna drive up a credit score for you is your, what do they call it? Your usage, the amount of usage that you've had. So let's say you have a $1,000 credit card limit. If you keep that usage under 33%, that's going to help boost your score substantially, especially if you pay on time every month. So get your $1,000 credit card, spend $300 on it, pay that off every month. Do it again. Spend $300 on it, pay that off every month. Sooner or later, or actually pretty quickly after that, you're going to start to see your credit score rise. Obviously, if you have a house payment or a car payment or anything else like that of a loan that you already have, you want to make sure you're paying those bills on time too. It's going to be key. But credit score is one of the most important pieces to a bank, okay? There's one other thing that they're going to take into consideration, and it's going to be the property that you're buying, right? They want to make sure that you're buying a property that you're not overpaying for, or that they are going to be able to lend a value to you that makes them feel protected, you know, that they've got their equity built into that loan. A lot of times that can be from you putting down a down payment, or maybe you bring a property in that you do a cash out refinance on, where you already own this property and you come in and you get a refinance loan and they're going to lend to you 80% of that appraised value. Just a quick side note, if you don't know what a cash out refinance is, I got another video about cash out refinance, you want to check it out. Banks are going to like that though. They're going to want to look at the property, okay? They're going to want to have a certain value, or it's going to want to show a certain return. So let's talk about that a little bit, certain returns. Do you know what debt coverage ratio is, or debt service coverage ratio? You know, that's going to be an important thing to know. Again, another video you could check out of mine, of course, but a piece of information that a bank is going to want to see, and they're going to really like if you know that information, okay? Those are some things that are really important to banks. Obviously, building a relationship with them as well is going to be important. I know I say this a lot, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you probably know that I'm big on building relationships, and real estate being a relationship business, not a property business. But it's important to a bank as well too, especially if you're working with a local bank. They're going to want to be able to talk to you about the fishing trip that you just went on, or things like that. I promise you, it's important. Along with those relationships comes, what type of bank do you want to work with? You know, there's big banks out there that are nationwide, really large, capitalized banks, and then there's local banks that maybe are a little bit smaller capitalized. But what bank do you want to work with? I'll tell you what I like to work with. I like to work with the more local banks. You know, they're a little bit easier to do things with, to work with. They all have checklists and things that they must follow and must do. But the local banks are sometimes a little bit more able to work with people versus a big national company that is just so checklist driven that it's hard to get any sort of deal done. So keep that in mind. But really, banks are going to like a few different things, okay? And I'm just going to wrap it up real quick. Your credit score, the property and the property type that you're buying, and then some of the other little details, like what's the income going to generate, maybe the debt service coverage ratio, stuff like that. Okay, it's all important. Most important is to build that relationship with them and grow your real estate business. Hey guys, I'm Aaron Impins, and I appreciate you tuning in today. I hope this helps. If there's anything else that you want to learn from me, any advice that I can give, leave it in the comments, reach out to me directly. Either way works. If you like this, smash the subscribe button. Tune in next time, and we'll see you then.